Hey, it's Jamie, and today we're rehashing Ezekiel 1-4. Ezekiel opens on this really incredible image. If you can imagine, close your eyes for a second, hear me out. It's human horse chariots. That's right, human horse chariots, and they're coming through the sky to Ezekiel, which means God strengthens, by the way. That's what Ezekiel means, God strengthens. And the Lord's presenting himself as a human awash with fire. And you have to imagine, Ezekiel's like only 31 here. It's the last day of July, so I'm guessing it's hot, it's sticky. And he's just chilling with Judean exiles beside the Kebir River in Babylon doing his thing. It's a turbulent time. Israel hasn't quite fallen, but the Babylonians have defeated the Egyptians. So the king of Judah, who was Joachim at the time, he pledges allegiance to King Neb, of course. You'll remember him from Jeremiah. But then he switches sides, putting all of Judah at risk. So sure enough, 8 years later, Neb moves against Israel, taking Ezekiel and a ton more captive, where Ezekiel starts to get word from God that Judah's going down and that Jerusalem's going to fall. But he also gets word about future enemies and the defense the Lord's going to provide. But that doesn't happen yet. Right now, he's just some guy by the river, and this incredible imagery of God comes from heaven. And Ezekiel falls to his face in worship and refuses to get up. In fact, the Lord had to stand him up. And here's the first time I've read the phrase, Son of Man. And Ezekiel is who they're saying the Son of Man is, that's referenced here by the Lord himself, by the way. The Lord calls Ezekiel the Son of Man. In fact, in today's reading, he calls Ezekiel that, I can't remember how many times. I had it in my head a second ago, more than a few. Okay, so he gets over the idea that God came from the sky in fire with human horse chariots to make Ezekiel a prophet. The Lord tells him that probably no one's going to listen to him, so go ahead and prepare for that. But I quote the Lord here from chapter 2, verse 5. Whether they listen or refuse to listen, remember, they're rebels. At least they will know they have had a prophet among them. So that can't be encouraging. But check out what the Lord does next, actually. He tells Ezekiel that he is the watchman for Israel, and any deaths that arise from Ezekiel not properly conveying the Lord's words will be on Ezekiel's shoulders. Like, hope you can sleep at night, bud. It sounds terrible. Then he tells them he's got to go get a brick and draw a map of a Jerusalem under siege on the brick, and then lie on his side one day for the 390 years of sin that Israel's about to get punished for. So that's over a year, right? Like, so one day for every year of sin. So it's like 390 days, basically. Just laying on his side. He's just going to stay like that for the entire day. Then he's going to switch sides for 40 more days for each year of Judah's sin. Like, can you imagine your husband comes home, your wife comes home, your kid comes home from wherever they've been, and they go, oh my gosh, God came to me today. He was a ball of fire, and he had human horse chariots, and he told me that I have to draw on a brick, and then I got to be on my side all day with this brick for 390 days. Then I got to switch sides and go 40 more on that side. I'll see you later. I got some brick lying to do. You would be like, okay, first I'm calling 911. Or what are you on? Or what have you been doing? Or did you have a stroke? Like, what would you do if your loved one came home and said that? Oh my gosh. Oh. And then you got to ask why. Like, why? Why do you have to lie on your side? Like, why? Well, the Lord says in Ezekiel today, he says, so that Ezekiel can bear the weight of the sins of the Lord's people. So that's some crappy first instruction and super uncomfortable. But Ezekiel doesn't even blink. Like, I would blink and ponder. Oh, and then to make it even awesomer, like you can imagine your spouse coming home, and now they're mute, save for speaking prophecies. Some theologians say he was a mute for 7 years. Some say he was a mute for 12, but the only thing he could say out loud out of his mouth was a prophecy. Talk about a bad first day at work. What? What? So you see God in fire, and no one's locked you up from even just saying that small piece. And then you see God in fire with human horse chariots, and no one locks you up for saying that. And then you have to draw Jerusalem falling on a brick, and then like lay it on your side and lay on your side for 390 days. And then you switch sides for 40. Like, what? And Ezekiel, like I said, didn't even blink. And God's like, by the way, you're mute. And Ezekiel's like, okay, crazy. Makes me wonder if the Lord has already revealed his purpose to me, but because it was uncomfortable or not something that I wanted to do, maybe I missed it. Maybe I miss it every time. Maybe I let it pass by because it wasn't like a glitz and glamour type purpose. Like it didn't sound great. Hearing God's voice can be so challenging. And sometimes I wonder, like I get lost in this loop of, is that the enemy or like, is that evil or is that God? Is that evil? Is that God? Is he telling me to do this or is the enemy telling me? Like I get stuck in that loop. I don't know if you guys do, but so I have this like little rule of thumb. If I don't have to sin to get it, if I don't have to sin to keep it or do it, it's probably God telling me. But I believe now it also means that sometimes it's doing uncomfortable things that we really don't want to do to prepare us for something bigger. Sometimes it's going so far out our comfort zones, like making a video every day for a year when you absolutely hate doing stuff like this. So we have to embrace it, even when it sucks. And I'm going to do this moving forward because if I can't ever get prepared for something great, how the heck will I ever do something great? You know what I mean? So maybe it's going to be uncomfortable preparing me. I hope that makes sense. Tomorrow we're going to dig into Ezekiel 5-8 if you want to read ahead. I hope you have a blessed day. Please like, share, comment, that kind of thing in order to spread the word around the YouTube verse. And don't you forget, wait. Have a blessed day if I haven't said that. And don't forget to say your prayers. Your prayers. Your prayers. Your prayers. I say it so weird, don't I? I'm a weirdo.
This is the Bible in a Year theme song.